Welcome to today's video. Did you know that your fingers wrinkling in water is an evolutionary trait that helps you grip wet surfaces better? This video explores why your fingers develop that strange, pruny texture after a long bath, swim, or shower. We've all noticed and wondered about it, but few people actually know why it happens. Is it because your skin soaks up water? Or is your body doing something on purpose? Let's dive deep into the fascinating science behind this everyday mystery. Imagine you're relaxing in a hot bath or playing in the pool. You notice your fingertips and toes start to look like little raisins. It feels weird, looks even more bizarre. And you might think it's just because your skin absorbed too much water. That's what most people assume. But that's not the whole story. In fact, your body is doing something brilliant and evolved. For decades, scientists believed that wrinkled fingers were simply a result of osmosis water moving into the outer layer of your skin, causing it to swell and wrinkle. It made sense. Our skin has layers, and the outermost one, the stratum corneum, can absorb water like a sponge. But here's the twist. When scientists tested this, they found something surprising. If you damage the nerves in your fingers, the ones connected to your autonomic nervous system, your fingers do not wrinkle at all in water. That means it is not just a passive reaction to moisture. It is an active, nerve-controlled response. Your body naturally wrinkles your fingers in water. Interestingly, doctors use this response as a quick check on nerve health. If your fingers do not wrinkle after being submerged, it could indicate nerve damage or issues with the sympathetic nervous system, adding a practical health relevance to this fascinating reaction. There are rare exceptions where a person's fingers do not wrinkle, such as certain genetic conditions that affect nerve function, like congenital neuropathy. Knowing these exceptions can be important for diagnostics and understanding individual cases. So, why would your body do that on purpose? The leading theory: better grip. When your fingers wrinkle, those grooves and ridges act like tire treads, channeling water away from your skin's surface. This gives you more traction on wet objects like slippery stones, fruits, or tools. In other words, wrinkled fingers are nature's version of rain tires. This adaptation likely evolved to help our ancestors pick up food, climb, and move more safely in wet environments. It's your nervous system's way of saying, "We're in water, time to switch to wet mode hands." This theory was tested in 2013 by researchers at Newcastle University. Participants were asked to pick up wet and dry objects with both normal and wrinkled fingers. The result: wrinkled fingers made it significantly easier to handle wet objects, but offered no advantage for dry ones. That's strong evidence that this reaction serves a particular evolutionary purpose. Interestingly, some animals, like macaques, also experience similar wrinkling, though it is less studied. This suggests that the adaptation might not be unique to humans and could play a role in how other species interact with their environments. Now, why not try this fun experiment at home? The next time you're in the bath or shower, test your ability to pick up wet objects with both regular and wrinkled fingers. Notice the difference in grip and how nature's design comes into play. But what's happening physiologically when your hands are submerged for a few minutes? Typically around 5 to 10 minutes, the blood vessels underneath your skin constrict or tighten. Your sympathetic nervous system controls this reaction. The same system that kicks in when you are cold or scared. As those blood vessels constrict, the skin above them collapses slightly, forming wrinkles. It's similar to deflating a balloon in specific areas to create grooves. The effect is subtle, but enough to improve your grip when wet. Interestingly, while the initial wrinkles form within 5 to 10 minutes, prolonged soaking doesn't necessarily make them deeper beyond a certain point. Your body seems to reach a steady state, balancing its response. So, although the wrinkles might appear more pronounced after extended immersion, there is a physical limit to how deep they will get. Once you remove your hands from the water, the wrinkles usually fade away within 10 to 15 minutes as the blood vessels return to their normal state. And here's another fascinating detail. The wrinkling happens fastest in your fingers and toes, but not everywhere else on your body. That's because those are the parts most involved in touch, movement, and grip. You don't need wrinkled forearms or elbows. Evolution only equipped the areas where it truly helps. Now, while this clever adaptation helps us understand our past, it also has modern uses. Doctors can actually use the wrinkle response as a quick test for nerve function. If your fingers don't wrinkle after being submerged in warm water for a few minutes, it can signal nerve damage or issues with the sympathetic nervous system. However, there are rare exceptions where people's fingers do not wrinkle due to specific genetic conditions that impact nerve function. Recognizing these exceptions can be important for accurate diagnostics. So those little wrinkles aren't just a curiosity, they're a health indicator. Let's recap. Finger wrinkling isn't just from soaking up water, it's a nerve-controlled reaction. It helps you grip wet objects more effectively, providing natural waterproof traction. It's an evolutionary adaptation that may date back to our ancestors gathering food in rivers or rain, and it can even offer doctors insights into your nerve health. So next time you're in the bath and see your fingers turning pruny, remember, your body is quietly activating a built-in, ancient survival tool. Something simple, subtle, but scientifically brilliant. And here's a fun thought. Our bodies are full of these hidden designs, small details that reveal stories of evolution, adaptation, and survival. The next time you notice something strange about yourself, like why your stomach growls or your eyes tear up, ask why. That one question might lead you to understand just how incredible the human body really is. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more fascinating science facts, hit like and subscribe. Stay curious, because every why brings us closer to the wonder of how we work.